All right, let's dive right into it. So you're probably staring at your chilly room, wondering, should I get a space heater or an oil heater? Maybe you've Googled best heater for winter and found yourself lost in a sea of numbers, technical jargon, and reviews from people claiming their small heater radiates like the sun itself. Well, I get it. It's a real decision because comfort, safety, and running costs can make all the difference when the cold creeps in. So let's break this down into all the important points you should think about. Heating speed. Okay, so first things first, how fast do you need to feel the heat? I mean, this is a big one. If you're the kind of person who gets home from work, shivering, and you want that blast of warmth right now, then a classic space heater, especially a fan or ceramic one, is basically your superhero. You flick a switch and boom, instant heat. It's like a microwave for warmth. It targets you and your little corner of the room and gets the job done immediately. It's perfect for warming up your feet under your desk or making the bathroom floor feel less like an Arctic tundra before a shower. But, well, what if you're not in such a hurry? The oil heater, or an oil-filled radiator as it's sometimes called, operates on a completely different philosophy. It's the slow cooker of the heating world. You turn it on and you wait. It has to heat the special oils sealed inside, which then radiates warmth from its fins. It can take a good 20 to 30 minutes to really get going. I know that sounds like a downside, but the payoff is a gentle, pervasive heat that doesn't feel like you're sitting in front of a hairdryer. So it really comes down to this. Do you want instant gratification, or are you playing the long game for a deeper, more settled warmth? Heat retention. Now let's talk about what happens when you turn the heater off. This is where the two contenders really show their different personalities. A space heater, for all its speed, is a bit, well, fickle. The second you cut the power, the warmth vanishes. Poof, gone. The fan stops spinning, the element cools down, and the chill that was waiting at the door comes right back in. It gives you heat, but it doesn't leave you with it. The oil heater, on the other hand, is the gift that keeps on giving. Because that hot oil inside is so dense, it holds onto its heat for a long time after you've switched it off. I mean, you can turn it off before you go to bed, and the room will stay comfortably warm for another hour, maybe even longer. It's like a warm hug that lingers. This is also a sneaky way it saves energy, because it doesn't have to be running constantly to maintain a cozy temperature. It's a feature you don't appreciate until you experience that gentle coasting warmth. Coverage area. Think about lighting for a second. A space heater is like a spotlight. It shines intense heat on one specific area. If you're sitting right in its path, you're golden. But, take 2 steps to the left and you might feel like you've entered a different climate zone. It's fantastic for personal heating or for very small enclosed rooms where the heat can bounce around and fill the space. An oil heater, however, is more like ambient lighting. It doesn't blast you with heat. Instead, it creates a gentle convection current, warming the air, which then circulates slowly and evenly throughout the entire room. It raises the temperature of the whole space, not just one part of it. This makes it so much better for medium to large rooms, like a living room or a bedroom, where you want a consistent level of comfort no matter where you are. You're not tethered to the heater. The warmth is just there, everywhere. Energy efficiency. A space heater is efficient for short bursts. Need to warm up for 30 minutes while you get ready in the morning? Perfect. Using it this way is super cost-effective. But if you try to run it all day to heat a whole room, that efficiency plummets because it has to run constantly to fight the cold, and that's when the meter starts spinning. The oil heater might use a lot of power to get started, but thanks to its amazing heat retention, it cycles on and off. It'll heat up, shut itself off, and just radiate that stored warmth for a while before it needs to kick back on. For long-term, continuous use, like keeping a bedroom warm all night, the oil heater is almost always the more energy-efficient and budget-friendly choice. Noise level. Let's be real, some noises are comforting and some are just plain annoying. If you need silence to work, read, or sleep, this is a huge deal. Most space heaters use a fan to blow the hot air out, which creates a constant hum. It can be a kind of white noise, which some people like, but if you're sensitive to sound, it can be distracting. Oil heaters? Oh, they are the champions of silence. They are virtually noiseless. There's no fan, no moving parts. The only thing you might hear is a very faint, gentle click or a soft gurgle as the thermostat kicks in or the oil expands. It's a quiet, peaceful warmth. For bedrooms, nurseries, or a quiet office, the oil heater is, without a doubt, the winner in the sound department. Air quality and dryness. Ever been in a room with a heater on and felt your throat get scratchy or your skin feel tight? That's because some heaters can really dry out the air. Fan-forced space heaters are notorious for this. They blast hot, dry air into the room, and even worse, they can kick up dust, pollen, and pet dander that's settled on the floor. If you have allergies or asthma, this can be a real problem. Oil heaters are much kinder to the air. Because they radiate heat instead of blowing it, they don't dehydrate the humidity out of the room nearly as much. And since there's no fan, they don't stir up allergens. The air quality remains much more comfortable and breathable. Your sinuses, your skin, and even your wooden furniture will thank you for it. Safety. This is non-negotiable, especially if you have little kids or curious pets. A space heater's heating elements can get incredibly hot. The grills are often hot to the touch, and they can be a fire hazard if placed too close to curtains, bedding, or furniture. Modern ones have great safety features like tip-over switches that shut them off if they fall, and overheat protection. But you still have to be, well, mindful. Oil heaters are generally considered safer. The entire surface gets warm, even hot, but it's typically not a searing, instantaneous burn kind of hot. More importantly, they are heavy and stable, making them very difficult to knock over. The heating element is sealed inside, so there's no direct exposure. For that set it and forget it peace of mind, especially overnight, an oil heater just feels a bit more secure. Portability. How much do you plan on moving this thing around? A space heater is your go-to portable pal. It's usually lightweight, compact, and has a handle. You can easily pick it up and move it from the living room to the bedroom to the bathroom. It's like a little warmth-on-demand taxi. An oil heater? Not so much. These things are heavy. They're filled with oil, after all. They almost always come with wheels, which is a lifesaver because you definitely want to roll it, not carry it. It's portable in the sense that you can move it from one room to another, but it's more of a semi-permanent resident wherever you put it. You find a good spot for it, and it tends to stay there for the season. Cost, unit, and operating. Let's talk dollars and cents. When you're at the store, the space heater is going to look very attractive. They have a much lower upfront cost. You can get a pretty decent one without making a huge dent in your wallet. The oil heater will cost you more to bring home for sure. But the story flips when you look at the operating costs over a whole winter. As we talked about with efficiency, if you're only using a heater for short, targeted periods, the space heater is cheaper overall. But if you're heating a room for hours every day, the oil heater's energy saving cycle will likely lead to a lower electricity bill over the long run. So it's a classic case of pay less now versus save more later. So, which is better? Deciding which heater is truly better depends entirely on your specific needs and priorities. A space heater is undoubtedly the superior choice if you value speed and portability above all else. On the other hand, an oil heater is the better option if your goal is to create a consistently warm and comfortable environment throughout an entire room.